Everybody juicing. Oh, it's time to juice, baby. Y'all ready? Previously on Kimba TV. If you're asking me what position, at this point, like, you're a testnet viewer. You might see me right now. I may not have closed anything, but if it does this later on, don't be mad at me if I'm in a short from there and I TP'd all my longs up there. Yeah, boy. Y'all Gucci Magucci. Opportunity meeting preparation. That's life, baby. Let's go. Time to juice. Exclamation YouTube, exclamation rewind. Are you guys ready, y'all? Started planning for this last week. We really started planning for this when the month started, right?
He said, what did he say?
You guys remember July 1st? We were talking about, oh shit, we got CPI next Thursday, y'all. Well, here we are. Let's juice. We gonna find out who prepared. Yeah. Juice on them. Okay, this swept, so I'm gonna delete that. That also swept. I'm gonna delete that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. A week of planning, days of planning comes down to today. Y'all juicy Magucci, 45 seconds, here we go. Here we go, 40 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Schwiggity, schwaggity. I love you guys, man. Happy hunting today, y'all. Here we go. The juice is the juice. 24 seconds left. You know what it is. Bugatti money. Love you guys, man. Here we go. 15 seconds. You know what it do. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kachoishiba. Here we go. Oh, S&P infinite money, easy money. Get him, get him, get him. Let's go, let's go. Pop pink me, pop pink me. Easy juice, easy juice. Holla at him. Oh, it's that sweep that we talked about, ladies and gentlemen. Quit playing with me. That's why we mark it. That's why we knew it was a bad high. Quit playing with me, hoes. Easy money, Bugatti money. Let's go. Woo! Here we go. Here we go. U.S. markets are opening in 1 hour. Phase 2, ladies and gentlemen. It's phase 2. You know what it is. Preparation. Let's go. Let's go. Kachoishiba. We gonna get him today. We gonna get him today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the math is the math. Quit playing with me. Oh, the math is the math. Quit playing with me. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Bugatti money. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, do you know that I was in a short yesterday and I got stopped out, tiny profit? Do you know that part? I don't know how far behind you are, hedge fund. Do you at least know that I got into a short yesterday at 59? Do you understand that I've been talking about 59,000s through 59.5? So is that not a swing fail of the bad high on CME? Okay. I don't know how far behind you are, but today is CPI Thursday. All right. So guess what I'm doing right now? I'm just staring at S&P order flow, and I want to see a bink, bink. I want to see an injection. There's two things that could mess up a short. I just put my stop loss at break even and tiny take profit, okay? Because it changed structure. Look at that, okay? So I can't lose, hedge fund, but there's two things that are kind of freaking me out a little bit. One is S&P order flow, and this fucker is making all-time highs every single day. And the order flow isn't bearish, which is kind of interesting. All right. The other thing is we have options expirations tomorrow as well. And so a lot of positions are going to get closed out tomorrow instead of today. We have the Bugammas. Okay. You see this? You see this? We put down all the Bugammas and look at where it went to. It swept the highest Bugamma that it could have gone to on a normal distribution. And it just came back. But that was pre-market. Alrighty, so I've protected the short, but the sentiment tool is really firing off, and that's kind of freaking me out a little bit. Superman Crypto says, if we get stopped, it just means we get a better short higher up. Okay, let's talk about that because we already planned it out, right? So Superman Crypto, if I get stopped out on the 59 to 59.5 short, okay? Because this is a swing fail pattern. There's structural edge, right? But let's say that all bear divs break. There's no 3 drives. So what's the next area that I'm interested in looking at? Superman Crypto. There you go. There you go. All right, perfect. So you guys already know what it is. You guys already, and guess what? If and when it does go back up there, then guess what? We're going to be looking at open interest. We're going to be looking at CVD, right? How many, do you guys know roughly how many shorts have opened at the top? You know, on which exchange? If they are going to get stopped out, etc., etc. All right. So I can't lose. I don't want to really think about it, but it is what it is. At least we're planned out. Roger that. So, and here's a prime example of how it's all going to come down to your subconscious. You know, I'm doing this plan. Remember, I'm sticking to this plan. So if you're more bullish than I am, or if you're more bearish than I am, certain things aren't going to, you know, really line up with you. So the most important thing is that you know what you're doing. Alrighty? So if we exhaust all available opportunities to short the 59 to 59.5, then the next level that I would think about shorting would be the 61.4 to 61.8 zone. Assuming that the short works, I mean, I would love to sweep. The home run target for the short would be like 49, like 50 getting broken. Because you want people to be like, oh my God, 50 got lost. Oh, this is hella bad. Bitch! That's the home run target, right? But obviously we've got bad lows, just like how we did the bad high there. You know, weak, poor, that got swept, right? Just take it level by level. fine. That's probably not that great either. But yeah, there's really only a couple more levels. Like, let's say, for example, you're hella bullish. You really only have a couple more levels to really fuck around with, because anything really below 56,450 is probably not worth it unless you're squeezing out a shit ton of longs or something like that. But you only really have a couple more levels where you could swing fail on CME. So, all right. Any questions? So let's just kick it for the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll take it hour by hour. S&P, I need you to help me out and change structure. All right. All right, I think we're good. I think it's Warzone time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not really seeing anything out of the blue, out of the ordinary for S&P order flow. Stop the music for a second. Everybody good? Let me load up the chat, see what you guys are saying. Todos, did you move your stop loss to 58150 now? I have not, but yes, we should. I would still be wary of McCauley's, so I would much prefer something like 58.7. And you know how it is, that bearish retest on 59 is still possible too, so I would just take it level by level. I think that it's a little bit too quick. Theoretically, you could move that to there after you breach that low. But yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. You really shouldn't, you really don't want to get back up there anyways. So what I would say is you don't have to close out your whole thing, Todots, right? 10%, 20%. Right? Watchmaker says, why alt's not going down? So in this game, you're going to have a lot of, why isn't S&P, why isn't Bitcoin dumping when S&P is dumping? Why isn't Bitcoin pumping when S&P is pumping? Why this? Why that? I don't think the why is that valuable to know. I think it's much more important to just, at a bare minimum, know what it usually means. So is this the first time that Bitcoin might be dumping but altcoins hold strong? I highly doubt that it's the first time in crypto history it's doing that. The question would be, what does it usually do on the higher probability? You know, and what you want to do is based on the asset that you're talking about, because obviously Pepe is going to be a little bit different than ETH, obviously. The ones that have more money are going to be a little bit more reliable, for lack of a better word. But my point would be, make sure you go back and take a look at what you can expect. I think spending time on that is much better than trying to understand why. Okay, this is a lot of this stuff is going to be coming down to like efficiency, because you're competing against people, and so people that can put their time and invest their time into something in the most efficient way are going to juice the fuck up. Roger that. Ape in Shape, what's going on? Calling Noob, what's going on? Mista, what's going on? Ali, what's going on? And see it for yourself. So that way you can kind of trust your instinct instead of just what somebody else is saying to you. So, and then we went over like ETH, BTC, and like, you know, that low on ETH, for example. You know, were you here when we talked about the TP, the home run TP for the short? Yeah, so I would probably say naked point of control is probably a good first TP to shave. Yeah, like somewhere here. Probably closer to here. Probably TP1, maybe TP2, and the rest, let's, you know, 49.5. Any questions? So shout outs to everybody that's been here since the start of this. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about the planning, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, 59 to 59.5 zone. And like, you could even kind of, I don't know how many times you guys heard me say it, but it's really in the tone and the articulation, right? Guys, I really, the only thing that I'm worried about is getting stopped out on the short, right? What did I say all day yesterday? Guys, the only thing I'm worried about is getting stopped out on the short. For the last 2 days, we've been talking about 59, 59.5. How many of y'all were here first thing in the morning when we started the thang? Whether you needed me to show you or not, how cool was that, y'all? We did it live, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna get you, bitch. Make sense? Easy money, Bugatti money. How many of y'all were here when we did this? What do you guys think about this? Did anybody think, ain't no fucking way we're gonna go to 56.50? Anybody think, what the fuck is he putting that line up there for? And then in one 5-minute candle, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this? What do you think about anticipating the lower low to be broken? And then what do you think about that? Which correlated with that? Step by step. Easy money, Bugatti money. For the most part, this is not like anything crazy. You know, all it did was confirm that the short was good. It swept the CME bad high. Clink. And that's it. So it doesn't matter if you don't fully understand these concepts or how I came up with it. The only thing that really matters is that you've been able to hear me talk about it. But how many of y'all been hearing me talk about 59, 59.5, right? And then a subset of that, how many of you guys got to see me do the 2 a.m. live thang Monday night at 2 a.m.? We got to see this live. How many of y'all were here at 2 a.m.? This. How many of y'all were here with me at 2 a.m. on Monday? So there's the portion where you get to hear me identify and talk about the 59.5 to 59. And I'm patiently waiting. Hey, Kimba, are you short? Nope. Why aren't you shorting? Why aren't you shorting? Are you? What about this one? This is the sweep of his sweep. Oh, bro, stop loss higher high. You're crazy, bro. You missed it. Nope. I'm waiting for 59 to 59.5. Okay, cool. And then once it was showtime, okay, I'm seeing that this is not the best high. So most of the time when I see shit like this, okay, I rather wait for the sweep and then make sure it sweeps and then get in. Okay? But that being said, even though I didn't get it then, I'm still going to acknowledge the fact that, okay, I still had identified that level as a potential short. If it's going to give me structural bearishness, as in a failed auction, well then fuck, I have to take it. Stop loss higher high, anywhere in between here is good enough. I just took the break, so it was the 59 short. All day yesterday, what was the thing that I was whining about? What was I whining about all day yesterday? All I care about is I don't get stopped out on some goofy shit on my hedge short. If I'm going to be wrong on the hedge short, then I want to be wrong. But I don't want to get like wicked, you know, some weird shit. Right? Okay, so all of that put together, here we go. We start the morning off with identifying the Bugammas. Okay, 56.50 max. Okay, 56.50 max. Okay, what are potential things that I could look for as we rush up? Swing fail. That's a bad high. We already knew that, but okay, that could be a potential thing. I still want to short this area until I have no reason to. Da-dink. Da-dink. Oh man, you got to like Mugatu. So not that big of a deal. What is it that, from all the shit that I just said, what is it that you want to implement or add to your strategy next time? Because you know what's really cool? A lot of this stuff is very repeating, because if I were to say, hey, hands up OG veterans, if you know what I'm talking about when I say the initial move is a debate. And there's some OG veteran lions that knew that the initial move is a debate, that have been getting left behind, so they took the 382. But a lot of that is because they fucked up in the past, you know? So a lot of the people that got in the short, whether at the 382 or they got in at the sweep or they had blind limits on ATR, they were able to juice today because the last 3, 4, 5 previous CPIs, they messed up like you. So will you be in the next group of lions that can remember what happened and then juice the fuck up for August CPI? You know this motherfucker happens every month, right? Depler says, yeah, I missed the 382, but I learned it today. Awesome. So Depler, I'm going to remember that in August FOMC. If we have a quick move, I'm going to first say, Depler, where are you at, Depler? And I'm going to say, Depler, did you at least start entering? Remember, you don't put all your limits at the 382. Do you understand what you're supposed to do? It's 382 all the way to 75, right? But you start, it doesn't mean you move all of your entries to the 382. It just, the book says you start entering from the 382. So Deps, next month, I'm going to be like, yo, Deps, did you at least get filled a little bit? And maybe you're going to be one of those lines that say, yo, I got filled a little bit. It wasn't all of it, Kimba. It wasn't all of it, my guy. But I got a little bit. And that would be good enough for me. I would be extremely proud. And here's the other thing too. It's all about probabilities, Depler. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay? And Depler, don't just be doing a random short or a random long on the 382. You need to have confluence. Do you understand that part of me not shorting that because that was not good and I wanted that is also what helps me here? If you were not hesitant here, you're probably not going to understand this. The same thing that made me hesitate shorting this with you guys live is what also helped me here. Does that make sense? Mert Gunay says, how did you know that one is bad? How do I know that you haven't rewinded or you just got here? Damn! Chat, he needs to rewind, right? Mert Gunay needs to rewind, right? Hey, make sure you rewind, Mert Gunay. I broke it down for you. Not only that, but I pointed out bad lows on ETH, bad lows on CME already. You know, no matter how dramatic things are, right? Just like today, like it could be later tonight, tomorrow, it's still level by level, you know? Like, I don't know how many days we've had this line. And I zoomed out earlier with all the single prints like that. And I said, hey, make sure you guys screenshot this. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. We don't get bearish on the penetration. We get bearish on the retest. You have a single print. So if you're somebody that is wanting to add to a short, looking for a short, or perhaps you're going to use that as an invalidation for already an existing short. Some people are going to use this single print right here. So first things first, if you are going to try to short, remember what the single prints are best used for. Not entries. As long as you're not the guy that gets stopped out of the single print, no matter what, anything else that happens, not that big of a deal. But some people are going to use this as an invalidation, and they're going to start to say, hey, why isn't it a single print grab and go? Okay, fine. I'll tolerate a sweep of this. That's it. Nah, fuck that. But other than that, open interest is interesting. So shorts got squeezed, shorts got squeezed, shorts got squeezed. Okay, so we're gonna say, we're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and we're gonna say that it is a 57.3 short. The 9.3 mil is a 57.3 short. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That's best case scenario for that guy. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's not about predicting the future. No one ever said, hey, let's go ahead and blindly long there, right? No one said that, but what do you think about the level? How much money flows through Binance, BTC, USDT? And you're telling me that the second 30-minute confirmation candle pixel flux a random number like 56537.70? Anyways, you guys want a quick little recap so far? You guys want just like a quick little flyby recap? So, how many of y'all were here when we started to aim for, longs from here to there, basically, right? And you guys know my long entries, right? How many of y'all were a part of that? And as we started to approach, we went through this. Dink, 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 just a whole bunch of short opportunities. While that was going on, we started to say, okay, 59.5, 59 zone is an area where we're gonna have to maybe get a head short. I've been pretty bullish for this, and I really thought we could get that, especially if we could hold on to 64.5, the midpoint. But once we lost that, it's like, shit. Oh, shit. Like, we gotta be taking head shorts too. Obviously, I would love for the longs to work because that is much more juicy than this. But I'll take whatever, I'll take whatever, right? And so we knew that we were going to have to, that was an area that we would have to short. And then just for shits and giggles, in case we do this and this zone doesn't work as a head short, what's the next level that I'm thinking about or looking at for a potential head short? You guys know that? Because the plan will never change. Exactly, Justa. And just to be clear, Justa, there you go, Sensei. Thank you. 61.4 to 61.8, but it's always the zone, right? Everybody sees the 61.8 single print, correct? So that 61.8 is the single print. Okay, but just like how we were talking about 59, 59.5, okay, it's a zone, right? Okay, so once we identified the level, how many of y'all were here for the 2 a.m. TA for this? How many of y'all were here with me for the 2 a.m. TA for that, live TA? How many of y'all were here for that? That was a real juicy treat, I feel like. Now, how many of y'all remember we were doing all of this sort of failed auction talk? Remember the failed auction talk? How many of y'all remember when I said, I'm going to pass on that? How many of y'all remember when I said I'm going to pass on that? And I did pass on that. Some of y'all had really amazing entries. You guys had like 59.3, right? How many of y'all had like the 59.3, 59.2? That was juice. But I passed on that 75786 live. I hesitated. What did I do instead? I said, fuck it, bro. Convince me. I'll give it one more chance. If it does a failed auction, I'll go ahead and take the break. So I ended up taking the 59,000 short. Okay. But the hesitation, the why I hesitated is going to come into play a little bit later. The tops were not great, especially CME. CME left a bad high. So what I wanted was something like this. And we were already that night, we were talking about, could it be a 3 drives? And I said, don't be mad at me if there's a 3 drives. So I thought maybe, fuck, I don't know if I want to take that because CME left a bad high. So I said, I'm going to pass on this, ladies and gentlemen, but you guys are more than welcome to take it because the invalidation isn't really that expensive. So some of y'all took it. Some of you guys had amazing entries. At the end of it all, it left the bad high because it can do that. The structure came into play. The failed auction came into play, and then we rotated downwards. Right? Okay. So far, so good. It bounced off of point of control. It did a bunch of things with like hidden bull div, CVD hidden bull div, regular bull div, et cetera, et cetera. But the end, swinging the swing, failing the low, et cetera, et cetera. At the end of the day, though, all it did was on CPI day, it jabaited up. It just swept the said CME bad high. So instead of me getting what I wanted that night and ended up happening, so that's bad, this is good. I thought this would happen that night, so I waited, and that's why I didn't take that 7.5, but that's okay. And so on CPI with the jabate, it took and cleaned it. So now that's cleaned. Now at this point, that is a valid swing fail. And not only did we rotate basically back down to like value area lows, but we lost it and we're on the verge of doing a bearish retest potentially. All right. This is a level that we had identified for quite some time. So it's not that surprising that the first level of interest to the downside, it pixel fucks. Think about how much money flows through Binance BTC USDT pair. This line has been here for days. So it's crazy to think that it pixel fucks it on the second 30-minute candle close. A random number like 56537.70. Useless lines, ladies and gentlemen. So some of you guys are going to use this single print as an invalidation to start thinking, fuck, maybe I should start closing some of the shorts up here. Some of you guys are hyper aggressive or you are so bearish and you miss that, and you're like, fuck, this is the last chance I'm going to be able to get, value area low, bearish retest. Your stop loss would have to be right there. Okay. How many of you are going to do that? I don't really know if that's the smartest thing to do, but if you are going to take it, your stop loss is either that high or that high. So your risk reward would have to be worth it to, you would basically be aiming for that. But I don't know. This is kind of like a word. You really should have been shorting here or at least around here. This would have been valid too after it shifted to the different TPO zones. So some people probably have some shorts here too, which is what kind of makes your whole stop loss thing a little bit dangerous because that's going to get hunted. That's going to get hunted. And for sure that these are going to get hunted at some point. Okay, so I'm not really saying anything too off tangent from by the book basic strategy. Any questions? ladies and gentlemen. And again, like, you know, if you were interested in a long, well, this is the first level of interest. That's your second level of interest. Third level of interest. You're trying to figure out, are shorts getting opened or longs getting squeezed, you know? And you don't have to be the guy that walks through the hallway with the elevator zombies first. You can wait for the div, you can wait for the lower low, you can wait for the trident, you can wait for a 3 drives, you know, just like this. So what I would do going into the night, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to maybe do a couple more emails, maybe hang out with baby girl for a little bit, but in general, I'm going to go to sleep. I'll see you guys early. I'm going to try to show up pre-market, but I didn't realize that it was already 9 p.m. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, so I mean, I think you guys are in good shape. Just make sure that you have levels identified. There really is no right or wrong. Our chemist says, is it possible to get 3 bad highs? Yes. What are those called? Poor and weak highs. Okay. Oh, you know, this is what I was going to say. So what I would challenge you guys to do is, even if you don't know what a div is or a CVD or an OI is, I think in my own little way, I kind of showed you guys how to spot bad highs and bad lows a little bit. If you still need a refresher, go to the Discord, talk with people. The people that do know how to look for them and find them, I would challenge you to be as helpful as you can and patient as you can. Help each other. Make sure you guys watch Mandelo's video. Alrighty. Spotting, you know, bad highs, bad lows, where the single prints are, what they've done in the past, wouldn't be that difficult, even for people that are brand new or don't really know what the fuck I'm talking about in terms of like terminology. So yeah, Iruzi. So what I would do, brother, is I would challenge you to start identifying levels like I did. Okay. And you know, if I was a scalper, I for sure would have played this, because this is how the 5-minute played out on this. So that's good. That's a good 5-minute. Which means what? Dink, dink, Kimba, box, stop loss. And I would have probably gotten fulfilled. Well, probably not on Blowfin, right? Just kidding. But you know, you see what I'm saying? But I don't do this scalping shit. But if I was gonna scalp, here's your play right here. Okay, you identify the level, you go into the smaller time frame, you have good edge, you know, and you're only risking. So let's say that you get filled and your average entry is right in front of 7.5. You're risking motherfucking $50. Is that $46? $46, y'all, for the invalidation on this long. But you would never go into the 1 minute or 3 minute that confidently if you didn't believe in the line. So again, it all starts with you internally, organically believing and feeling like it is the right thing to do. You know, I'm never going to be able to convince somebody to do that 1 minute thing, even a scalper, if they don't believe in doing that themselves. You know, I think if you're a scalper, though, you understand what I just did, right? On the 1 minute, 3 minute. Hey, you guys are the fucking best. You know that? Lions, happy CPI Thursday. PPI is coming out early, but I don't think I'm going to be here for that. Maybe I'll be like 5-10 minutes late for PPI, but all right, options expirations tomorrow. Let's go. The math is the math. Daniel DMP, Jupy, Toddler, Indo Lion, Papa, Banana, Cage. Hey, longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions. Stay safe. Have a great night. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. I'm just teasing. Hey, have a great night, y'all. Hey, that's some funny shit, though. Hey, love you guys. Peace.